We are communicating directly, privately to Beijing that there will...
Like, what? No, you won't. What consequences? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, well, what are you gonna do to China, brother? What are you gonna have? What are you gonna do? Oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh, it'd be crazy. Yo, don't you do it. Yeah, dude. Like I've said time and time again, the quickest way you will have a fucking actually successful business plot where an American president gets assassinated is by like legitimately starting shit with China to a degree that you have started with Russia. Okay? Look at what is going on with Russia's energy prices in the aftermath of like sanctions on Russia and everything else that's going on. Like, are you crazy? What? China it plays a fundamental role for our logistics, okay? They are a fundamental role in you're sounding really sus, man. They play a fundamental role in our supply chain, okay? American business owners would never allow that to happen, okay? Never. American capital owners who rely on China would never allow that to happen. China makes the world takes what? Oh, China makes the world takes. Sanctioning China is like sanctioning the hand that feeds you. Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think. I mean, good luck.
Please don't claim American won't sanction China. That it will quote never happen. Because if you do, then it will definitely happen with your curse after Ukraine.
Yeah, everything I say that'll never happen is going to happen always. Yes, Ukraine needs weapons, but what if supplying them could prove catastrophic? Yeah, I mean, Western training and weaponry have unquestionably helped Ukraine, yet the risk of pouring more arms into Ukraine should be considered carefully. No, it's not being considered carefully. It's being considered by people who don't give a fuck about what will happen to Ukraine once, whichever way this goes, and it's going to end eventually. Once it does end, it's going to be so much fucking worse.
Absolutely be consequences for large-scale sanctions, evasion efforts, or support to Russia to backfill them. We will not allow that to go forward and allow there to be a lifeline to Russia from these economic sanctions from any country anywhere in the world.
Now, Brianna, it is our reporting that China did know that Russia was going to go forth with this invasion before they did it. So that is significant. But this request for military and economic support came from Russia after they had already begun their invasion into Ukraine. Now, today, what we're watching is National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is meeting with his Chinese counterpart in Rome, and the White House said that that meeting had been in the works for some time. There aren't any deliverables that are expected, but it is a hugely significant meeting because the White House is concerned about China potentially providing any support to Russia. Brianna?
Yeah, maybe no deliverables, but certainly a message will be sent, and we'll see what that is. Kylie, thank you so much.
I want to bring in David Sanger, White House and national security correspondent for the New York Times and a CNN political and national security analyst. David, we're going to talk about the situation on the ground in Ukraine in just a moment. But first, you've got some insight into this news that Russia might be asking China for help.
Well, there are all kinds of fascinating things about it. First of all, if Putin thought that he was going to be able to pull this off quickly, he wasn't intending on going and begging for additional help first. The second is that the U.S. leaked this out. Why did they do that? First, it's embarrassing to Putin. Second, it puts the Chinese right in the public glare of having to make a choice. Remember, it was just 3 weeks ago at the Munich Security Conference, the Chinese foreign minister said, we believe in the sovereignty of nations, the sanctity of their borders, and that includes Ukraine. So now if they come and they help him, they have just reversed on what they said publicly.
Whoa, that's crazy. That'd be crazy if they did that. I mean, damn, dude. Damn, imagine nations lying, dude. Yeah, we're gonna wag our fingers at the Chinese nation state. Look, people are gonna say I'm xenophobic for this, so I don't wanna talk about this too much. But you are a bad ambassador slash analyst
Less than 3.
slash you're not doing good commentary if you are listening to what the Chinese state apparatus is stating and taking it seriously and taking them for their word. Okay? It's just it. At least anyone that's ever dealt with China for anything knows that that's not the case. They are going to protect their interests no matter what happens, okay? And they will lie straight up. Why would they not? Everybody does that. But they definitely do it a lot. There are no fucking rules regardless, okay? But especially in the case of China, like they're just going to tell you whatever.
Publicly in front of the entire world.
Puts them in a bind. All right, David, overnight you put out a story in the New York Times and it's really interesting, talking about different ways this might end. And none of them are good, by the way, for Ukraine, or great for Ukraine. One of them is the whole war gets much closer to NATO, which we're already seeing. We're seeing this Russian missile attack on this base right next to the Polish border. We can push in and see just how close it is right there. Talk to us about that.
Well, the concern here all along for President Biden has been that he's going to stay out of this war. He doesn't want to get in direct conflict. But he said if there is move 1 inch into NATO territory, then it involves.
Chairman Xi Jinping, so does any other superpower. Why hyperfixate on China? Well, this conversation is about China. And secondly, even then I mentioned that like other powers do it all the time as well. So why get overly defensive, Chairman Xi Jinping, about Chinese integrity and purity for some reason?
Invokes Article 5, which is the part of the NATO treaty that says an attack on one is an attack on all.
Yes, Mango JPEG is correct. All heads of state lie. They just happen to lie in opposition to Western hegemony, which is the bad kind of lying. Yes, just like terrorism is only conducted at the hands of people who are anti-Western hegemony, whereas when Western hegemonic superpowers conduct acts of terror or even literally outsource their acts of terror to violent reactionary paramilitaries, that's not a real act of terror, no matter how much, no matter whether it's a genocide or not, because that's the good kind of terror, you know?
Hey, the video is over now. But if you enjoyed that, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? And if you want to see more of that, just go, well, YouTube's got it around here somewhere.